I didn't forget it was Wednesday. You did. Yeah, I was taking a quick break, and I looked at my phone, and I was like, it's 8:07. I have it on my to-do list to do a stream today, but I have been working all day today on some stuff behind the scenes. So, I forgot it was Wednesday. Well, I remembered it was Wednesday. I forgot it was 8 o'clock. I just lost track of time. So, New Flannel. I'm still on the New Flannel Victory Tour. I don't want anyone to miss it. So this might be my 4th stream in a row. Maybe 3rd. I don't know. Who can keep track of New Flannel? I'm on New Flannel World Tour. I should just make the next tour be the New Flannel Tour, and nobody will care. Let's see. So yeah, again, my name is Bug. I'm in a band called Bug Hunter. I stream on my YouTube channel every so often. I try Wednesdays and Sundays, and tonight's a Wednesday. So, why don't we do a little roll call, and then I'll play a song. So I play some music that I write, and then I also chit chat about what's going on in the world of Bug Hunter on these streams. Good way to just kind of hang out on a Wednesday. So tell me if you're here by telling me what song you want me to play. David is here, knowing what day it is. Bubbles the Blue Fox is here. Oogway is here. Time of Some is here. Kyle the Person is here. Pop the Dragon. Cornfield Cryptid. Harry, so scary. Harry too scary? Potentially. Christopher Zajac, here. Eric, here. Yoshi, new and loves my stuff so far. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love how we still have getting new people. It just feels like eventually the new people will run out, but they haven't. It's been 6 years and still new people. It's awesome. Palooka Lord is here. Sam Fanta is here. Coin is here. Scott Crawford, Frosty, Izzer. A lot of good ones. No mods. Oh, we can do whatever we want because there's no mods to control anything. Anything by Harry Styles. Okay, Sam, you're off to a bad start. Yeah, I don't do covers. I only do Bug Hunter songs. We should have a Everyone Wears a Flannel show. That's a good idea. One Armed Hug, that's a good one. If you haven't been paying attention to our Instagram or our Discord today, we are, it's not quite March Madness, it's February Bloodbath, where we had to just quickly get rid of 12 songs. Every year, except for last year, I normally do a March Madness bracket where I put all the Bug Hunter songs in a bracket and have everybody vote on them and see what the best song is. This year is the first year with the new Happiness Without a Catch album. So it's just shaking everything up. It's basically why I didn't do it last year, because I didn't have any new music. So I put on Instagram a poll of just getting rid. I had to get rid of 12 songs. So I have 44 songs and 32 spots in the bracket. So I had to get rid of 12 songs. So there's 12 matchups of kind of our lower 24 listened to songs. And it's been, most of them are decided by now. Maybe they could swing. There's one particular matchup that is within 3 votes, so genuinely could the difference could be made. So I'm gonna advocate for my boy. And it starts tonight because tonight's the night, but not just any night. It is movie night. I would have made you dinner, but my toaster broke. So you put on a little sci-fi film about the dangers of blah 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 whatever. I am barely watching, time is standing still. I'm about to change my life forever. I ask you if we can chat a minute, and you say sure when the movie's finished. So I fast forward to the end and say I think think we should be more than friends. And you say, look, you're great. Uh-oh, that's not a good start. You say you're not ready for that and don't want to mess up what we have. But I have an idea, you say. And you reach into your bag of things that 20-year-olds think are good ideas. And you pull out this massive classic gem. If we're both still single at 30, will you marry me? It's a pinky promise shifted one to the right. It's too soon for I do's. Will you take it? I might. If we're both still single at 30, that I am not your first choice, but I'm a solid 30 plan. Hot damn safety net that I am. You got a backup love, so you know where I stand. I'll take a maybe, a shot, or a chance. I'll take a maybe, a shot, or a chance. So we cut to the scene where I build a machine, but not just any machine, it is a time machine. I made it from my toaster, like that movie, Hot Toast Time Machine. I load a bagel in the future slot, set to 10 and smack down on the lever. A decade passes in a single thought. I'm about to change my life forever. I find you when you're still single. I am obviously single. It's like a tale from a storybook until you say, how does 40 look? But wait, I'm pretty sure you said, and I quote, if we're both still single at 30, will you marry me? It's a time capsule, no, it's a proposal. A little bit of neither and a little bit of both. So now we're both still single at 30, but apparently what you really meant to say was, oh, come on, let's pick an arbitrary number, kick the can down the road before we tie it to the bumper. You never thought we'd be single at 30, but I am still not your first choice, but I'm a solid 40 plan. Hot damn safety net that I am. You got a backup love, so you know where I stand. I'll take a maybe, a shot, or a chance. I'll take a maybe, a shot, or a chance. There are no bagels in the future. I have got one left with 2 slots on my toaster. One'll take me forward, one'll take me back. One's another chance and one is closure. I load my bagel, I made up my mind. Set to 10 and smack down on the lever. A decade passes as I go through time. I'm about to change my life forever. Thank you, everybody. So that's a song called 30 Plan. You can vote for it now to keep it in the bracket. It's the only one that is hanging on the balance right now. The clock is on Pacific time. The clock is on nobody's time. I only run that clock while I'm streaming, and the time it's set to is completely arbitrary. Mars says, and you reach into your bag of things that 30-year-olds think are good ideas. Starting a podcast with anyone you talk to weekly. Oh, I don't know if you're making fun of me. I have a podcast with my friend that I made in my 30s named Matt, from the Narcissist Cookbook. And that's pretty much what we did. And I know it's a cliche. I know it's a cliche that when you have a friend and you talk to them and you think you're both funny, that you're like, we should start a podcast. But we do have like it's a decently successful podcast called Jam Mechanics, where we write songs. And you can listen to it. If you want to hear 10 new Bug Hunter demos right now, nestled inside of 30-minute podcasts, you can do that. Cornfield asks, how's the tuner doing this time? You remember how my tuner is a garbage piece of junk tuner that I hate so much. It's not good. I don't like it, but right now it's my only option because I didn't do anything about... on my last stream I said how much I hate this tuner, and in between then and now I did nothing about it. So the problem is like the whole battery situation. It's on a rechargeable battery, which is a nightmare. Because there's some things that when they run out of power, you need power for them immediately. Like you cannot wait for them to charge. A tuner being one of them. Because if you're on stage and it dies, what are you gonna do? But it also just isn't like very good, like at tuning my guitar. Tuner slander. Yes, it's tuner slander. That sounds like a really great sandwich. I could really go for a tuna slander right now. Cool. So here's the other thing that I do at my streams. It's called Cozy Q&A. Let's chat. If y'all have questions, let me hear them. I'm happy to answer. I have some things to talk about. Mars says, was making fun of you with podcast joke, by the way, but like fondly. And yeah, I assume so, because that's kind of your whole thing. Uguay says, would you ever mess with alternate tunings for songs? That's a great question. Every song that I've released, I believe my guitar has been tuned in standard for, and that came from a lot of insecurities that I had playing open mics and being kind of slow at tuning my guitar, and so I never messed with the tunings because I didn't want to be in between songs trying to banter and tune at the same time or taking too long to do it and then messing everything up. So I just avoided the idea of it entirely, and that has just kind of bled into a habit. Now, 5 albums deep, where I don't even think about it. It doesn't come up when I sit down on my guitar. I'm like, I don't think like, what tuning am I gonna be in today? It's just standard tuning always. I think I might have tuned down half a step for the song Common Sense off of Surge of Confidence because there was a D sharp, a low D sharp that I really, really wanted as a chord. It's like that when it goes down to the... that part, that's the E to the F sharp G, but I wanted it to be half a step lower. So I think that's the only time I've ever like actually like tuned an instrument down for a recording or like for like a song. So yeah. There's too many good questions. When's the cutoff to send feedback and questions to the reunion episode of Jam Mechanics? Okay, let me dig into Jam Mechanics real quick. Very quickly, if you haven't watched it, listen to it. It's a podcast that I do with the Narcissist Cookbook. We give each other song challenges. We write things in 3 hours. We show them off on the podcast. We've done 10 episodes. So the 10th episode just dropped on Monday, and that was the end of our first season. And so every episode, we both write a demo. So there's 10 new Narcissist Cookbook demos, 10 new Bug Hunter demos. And we plan on kind of recapping the season, just kind of a retrospective, because we recorded these a long time ago. I think episode 10 we recorded like January 2nd, so it's been about 2 months since Matt and I have gotten together to do Jam Mechanics. We just had a huge backlog that we were able to slowly release while we took a break. And so given time, given audience reactions and audience feedback, we wanted to revisit kind of our thoughts on what we wrote. And so part of that is there's a form that we put out just like, hey, if you have thoughts on the show, questions you had, things you thought of when you were listening to it that you didn't feel got discussed when they should have been, you can go fill that out. I don't know where that link is. It's in our Discord, or I don't know, it's somewhere. Pop the Dragon wants to know, how do you choose which song snippet for your postcard of the day? Great question. So I do a thing called postcard of the day, where every, I believe I've sold today's, this is tomorrow's. Yes, tomorrow's. It's vocally, I'm not the best. I'm openly admitting that, but if you cared, I doubt you would have made it past McCracken, yeah? It's from Disco in the Panic Room. And the way that I do it is I take all 44 Bug Hunter songs, and every 44 days, I take the entire list and I put it in a randomizer, and then I take that randomizer and then I put it back in my spreadsheet of what date is what song. And then I will sometimes then go and look and see if there's any important dates that feel like I should have a certain song on them. Like, you know, oh, this is the day that Dear McCracken came out 7 years ago. The snippet should probably be Dear McCracken, or, you know, things like that. An album release date, or, you know, Valentine's Day, if it's like a holiday or something like that, my birthday. I'll gently nudge the songs around a little bit and just swap it with something else. But for the most part, it's random. And then I have just like a bank of snippets that I have for each song, normally about anywhere between like 4 and 6, depending on the song, that I keep in another tab of my spreadsheet. And I kind of sort them by last time I used them, and also how well they sell, because there's some snippets that some just don't resonate with people. And so I definitely like keep tabs of like, I've tried this snippet 3 times and it never sold, so maybe I should retire it, kind of thing. So there's a combination of, has it been a long time since I've used it, and does it actually sell when I actually put it up? So we are on, tomorrow's is snippet 553, so I've been doing it for a year and a half. So Ty wants to know about my answer on the last episode of Jam Mechanics about an alternative name for the band that isn't Bug Hunter. What would it be? And yeah, so Matt put me on the spot, gave me 5 seconds to answer, and I think I just said which isn't an answer because it's hard to Google. But I don't know. I think in that moment I couldn't think of anything, because I don't really have an alternate band name. I always wanted the band to be called Bug more than anything. But because that's just been my nickname since I was a baby, just called Bug, and I just wanted to be kind of like Bug. Just that's the band name. But there was too many bugs. When I checked in early 2015, there was nobody using that name, and by the time I released my first album, Surge of Confidence, 7 people had released albums in 2015 under that name, and we all shared the same page, and it was a mess. So I just added my last name to it, and I went for a long time of like maybe. There was a time where I was thinking of being called Slow Bug, because I graduated college in a town called San Luis Obispo, California, which colloquially is just known as Slow, SLO, and so that word had a lot of meaning to me. So there was an alternate universe where we were called Slow Bug, but ended up, I think, I had probably had some other candidates around the word Bug, but Bug Hunter kind of felt like the best to me at the time. So Kyle, the person, wants to know what our combo name would be between the Narcissist Cookbook and I. There's no good combination of our band names. Nothing satisfying, nothing funny, nothing interesting. We tried everything for the podcast name, and then we were like, let's just think of something else. And then one of us said something like Pan Atlantic Jam Mechanic, and that stuck for a bit, and then we just decided just to call it Jam Mechanics. So. Bugs babies. Yeah, Slow Bug. Yeah, there's a world where that could have been it, but and it's also the reason that Torn Between a Couple starts and ends on the same word, which is slow. It's Bug Hunter's first album. The first word of making up words is slow down, we can talk it out. So this album starts with the word slow, and the last word of the album is on Slow Burn, where I say we burn real slow, creating a loop of first word and last word of that album, which is meaningful to me, as it's just a little nod to one of my favorite places in the world that I formed a lot of my kind of like musical identity. So. What's something I hate about playing guitar? Um, not being any better at it over the last I don't know, 10 years. It used to be very impressive when I would say how long I'd been playing guitar, because for people who don't know, I didn't start playing guitar until I was a senior in college. I was about 22 years old. I was like a month shy of 22 when I bought my first guitar. And so for a little bit there was like a golden like 3 or 4 years. I would be like, Surge of Confidence, Dear McCracken. It's like, I've only been playing guitar for 4 years, and I have, this big song that's got all these plays. And now as time's gone by, I'm like, okay, well, it's been a decade and I haven't gotten any better at it. So and it's because I don't try to, and that's probably I'd say the bulk of the reason. If I had to assign blame, it'd probably be to myself and my lack of interest in getting any better at guitar than I currently am, which is good enough to play my songs. So. The Biggest of Men wants to know, do you like to read? And if so, what are you reading? What's your favorite book? I read Dune every couple of years. I really love that one. I've never read the sequels. I probably should. I went and saw the part 2 on Sunday in IMAX, and that was fun. The book, I'm listening to a book on audio tape right now called Children of Time, which is like a sci-fi book about it's a cool book in like that it takes place over like millennia and like generations. So it was like very difficult to like gauge. I'm like, okay, I think I know where this story's going, and then it'd be like, oh no, and then we like jumped 1,000 years. I'm like, okay, guess I didn't know where that story was going. And it's really good. I've got like 4 hours left on the audiobook. Fancy Clown Animation has only been playing for a few months and just learned their first chord, Am. It's a good chord. Yeah, I don't think it's ever too late for anybody to start playing guitar. For me, guitar is a means to an end. Yeah, anyone I've ever met who has been like, oh, like I would love to like learn an instrument, like I just recommend that they do. Like you might as well. I'm learning how to play piano. That's why I have a piano behind me. I just started practicing again. It's been I'd stopped practicing for like a year. I'd done really well for like 3 or 4 months, and then dropped it for like a year just because I was so focused on happiness and tour planning and other excuses. But I've got on my to-do list every day to try and practice for at least 10 minutes, if not 25. So. And actually, it's like the muscle memory is like not terrible. Like when I sat down and it was like, here, play, whatever, Wonderwall, and it was like, B sharp minor and D sharp. I was like, I don't remember how to do any of this. But within like 5 minutes, I was like, you know what? I actually do. These shapes I actually do kind of remember. So, a computer mouse reveal. Yeah, sure. It's an Apple trackpad. I'm on a Mac because I use Logic. Mars, why are you roasting me? Yes, Mars, I'm 32. I wear flannels. I started a podcast with one of my best friends. I like Dune. What do you want? I'm a relatable indie singer-songwriter. You stop that. Yeah, that is a horrifying mouse. Yeah, this is my mouse. I use it like this. Yeah, that would be too large. What's your favorite line you've written? Good question, Yoshi. I'm gonna say the first one that I think of from each album. Okay, Happiness Without a Catch. The first one that came into my head was in 30 Plan, where I say, come on, pick an arbitrary number, kick the can down the road before we tie it to the bumper. That is probably my favorite line on the whole album without thinking about it too hard. Close second on Happiness is let's put our hands together and we'll drop this whole facade because I just want us to be closer than the two P's in applaud from Platonic Best Friend. I was really happy with that one. From Bigger Than Myself, my favorite line would probably be Creature Habit popped into my head. You may mock me for opting for what is already mine, but what if my cookie cutter is one of a kind? Love that line. Rough Draft, I'm just going to go tie between In the Rough Draft She Loved You and I Got Skills, They Don't Know Where to Use Me. I'm like the best dressed dude at the nude beach. And then, let's see, torn between a couple. My favorite line, the first thing that popped into my head was in Try My Best. I'm not devout. No, I am not a very pious man, but I have spent more time in churches than I have in science labs. I don't know, that line has always resonated with me in a big way. So, Mars, stop being mean to me. I'm gonna take away your. I don't even know how I would take away your mod powers. I wouldn't know how to do it. I would need you to teach me how to do it. Bug's about to say he's into avocado toast. I'm not. I do like avocado on like a turkey bacon sandwich with avocado. So good. I don't like avocado like as the main thing though. Avocado is a side character. Avocado is a wingman. So yeah, it improves the thing it's on, but it can't be the thing. Ladybug will just eat like a spoonful of avocado, and I'm like, this doesn't taste good enough for that. No. Rexstar says your songs give me joy and this weird sense of being okay, but your clock going backwards gives me anxiety. I'm sorry. Yeah, it just does that. I don't know. Mine spins in reverse. Opinions on guacamole. Guacamole is amazing. Favorite video game. Currently, let's see. I played Baldur's Gate 3. I got to like the beginning of Act 2 and then ran out of just time to play it. And I say that because I just started playing a board game called Arkham Horror, and that is taking up all my time. Rocket League is always a go-to for me. I think it's the perfect esport. I don't think that here's a problem. I am 32 and I have no problem being like, esports are kind of weird because I grew up in a world where like esports weren't a thing and they're like new, and I'm sure that there are a lot of like younger generation people who are like, esports are like the thing that they love more than anything in the world. I don't get any joy out of like watching esports of like, Fortnite or Call of Duty or League of Legends, where like I don't know, I don't enjoy watching it. But Rocket League is like it feels fair, like everybody has the same abilities, like to start off. I don't really like Rocket League when it gets to like where people are flying around and bouncing things off the whatever and they're flying around. I think that's not very fun, but like just like good old fashioned, we're all okay at Rocket League is like some of the like funnest like video games you can play. Oh yeah, and Tabletop Simulator. David brings up a great point. I have like 2,000 hours in Tabletop Simulator, so. Arkham Horror, I'll talk about it real quick. I love Arkham Horror. It's the card game. There's a board game of the same name. It's the card game that has like multiple campaigns. I've played through like 2. I have most of them as I look at them on my shelf. I play them a lot in Tabletop Simulator. For me, they scratch this perfect itch between like DM-less RPG and like the mechanics of a game, where D&D, very, very open-ended. You just say what you're going to do kind of thing. And this is more like cards, and you play them, and you have to have like the right resource cost and yada, yada, yada. So it's a little more strict than like a tabletop role-playing game would normally be, but there's no DM, and the story I think is very fun. So that's my favorite right now that I've been playing. So how many board games do you have? Too many. A lot, yeah. I have a lot of Unmatched. That's one of my favorites, and a lot of Arkham Horror. That's one of my favorites. I just bought Spots, which is a very fun dice game with little doggies on it. And me and Ladybug have been playing that. So, yeah. What do you mean you're younger than me? I don't know. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm gonna go check, see how my baby Magic 8 is doing on the Instagram poll. If you don't know, we're doing a March Madness thing, a preamble, I guess, but before March officially starts. Oh man, 30 Plan's down by 4 votes. Everyone go vote for 30 Plan. I don't know why I'm rooting so hard for it. Maybe it's just because it's new. Favorite bread. Favorite bread. Favorite bread is pancake bread. Pancakes. Pancakes my favorite bread. Your personally favorite song you have ever made. This is like the 3rd time I'm asking. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting so long. Sunny Stones. I don't have one. Sorry. I skipped a question because I don't have a satisfying answer. They all mean different things to me. So. DC or Marvel? Probably Marvel overall. Hey, Sunny Stones. I don't dig that attitude. Be kinder in the chat, yeah? Have you ever introduced yourself as Bug and people didn't believe you? No, the main thing that I would get early on, because now it's nice. It's actually really nice now when I go and play concerts and I say I'm Bug. Everybody there knows that already, and nobody has to ask for clarification. Early on in the open mic days, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm Bug." Bud? No, Bug, like the bug, like B-U-G. So that kind of got old a little bit, which is why the Catterbug is named Bud. But yeah, back to DC or Marvel. I really liked the Batman cartoon when I was a kid, but overall, like I was also really into X-Men, and I don't know. I don't care for any of like the DC universe movies, like the Justice League ones. I haven't seen them. The ones I've seen, I watched Batman versus Superman, and had kind of that. What Mars will tell me is a very generic opinion about the end of Batman versus Superman with the whole their mom's name making them friends scene. So pretty typical for a 32-year-old guy to have that kind of opinion, but I have it. Didn't like it. Someone should make a Bug stream bingo, and we can fill it out as soon as he does things on the stream. You super should not do that, because I know that there are a lot of things that I do, and it would be a successful exercise, and that would make me self-conscious. Cool, David. David is picking up the slack from Mars. I appreciate that. This is a song being one of them. What's the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, and why is it the first Iron Man? Yeah, first Iron Man is very good. Civil War I liked a lot. I would put that up there. It's weird thinking back is like, which ones have I actually like loved? I loved Iron Man 3. I think a lot of people didn't like Iron Man 3, but I think there was a twist in Iron Man 3 that a lot of people didn't appreciate, and I actually thought was really like, they took a swing, like they did something like ungeneric, which was cool. I liked it, and I thought the humor was good. Favorite Spider-Man movie? I really liked the first Tom Holland one. I really disliked the second Tom Holland one, and I don't know why, it was the like the field trip chaperones in the second Spider-Man, the Tom Holland one, that really like the tone of like their whole characters was weird to me. Like they were like trying too hard to be like comic relief, and it really like took me out of it. The third one, and I had this same thing, the third one with all the other Spider-Men, really liked, except for they leaned too hard on like trying to meme it. Like they like leaned in on every like possible Spider-Man meme, and if they like, because they were just trying to get audiences to be like, hey, it's like the meme when the guy says he's like a scientist himself, and I didn't care for a lot of like the villains like dialogue and like how they interacted in that movie. But there was parts of it that I loved. It was really cool seeing Tobey Maguire like back as Spider-Man, because I like grew up with those movies. I was probably y'all's age when those movies came out. Are my walls gray or blue? They are blue, but they're kind of gray. So, yeah. Moderately okay wants to know if I like any horror movies, and I definitely do. I love scary movies. I can't think of one that I like right now. The Ring scared me very badly when I was a child, to the point where I had to leave the room. My dad will probably attest to this. Me and him and my brother were watching it in the basement, and I was in like, I don't know, 6th grade. And the very first scary thing that happens in that movie, which if you've seen it, you know what it is. It involves opening a closet door. I had to leave. I couldn't do it. And so then I came down and watched it the next day with all the lights on. And so I love that. I love The Grudge. That was a good one when I was a kid. I'm trying to think if I've watched anything scary in the last little bit. Ladybug doesn't like scary movies, so I'd have to watch it by myself if I did. But Stale Pasta says, congrats on season 1 of Jam Mechanics. You guys killed it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Time Son wants to know what the circle thing in the corner of my stream is, and it is a pop filter in front of my microphone. So yeah, sometimes it's on screen, sometimes it's not. If I push it down a little bit, and you can't see it. How about we do this? Oh, hi Ian. Do you want to play Arkham Horror? Are you trying to play? You trying to Arkham right now? I might have to go. Why don't we play a song? Yeah? What do y'all want to hear? Do I need to play 30 Plan again to make more of you go vote for it on Instagram? To keep it alive one more day? It's killing me. I love that song so much. Okay. Swallowing gum, making up words, baby teeth, alchemical romance. I played that, I think, on my last stream. So, one-armed hug. $sign sax would make you over 30 plan. No. Shocking plot twist. I don't remember how to play shocking plot twist. Oh no, what am I doing? If you, oh god, I don't remember how to play this at all. This is a terrible idea. I already know that I'm not going to do well at this. If you haven't heard the song, it's a super normal song. Harrison had a pride, didn't post or boast or showboat. Even though Harrison had a perfect life, prayed every day, he loved his wife, he could count on nothing ever going wrong for him. Until his wife left him for a vegetarian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it was a shocking plot twist. We've heard before he had it all, then lost it. Doing her before when the unexpected wrecks you at your best. Well, you may get up, but you can't make it make sense. But Harrison had great support. Friends helped him out through his divorce. They said, just get back on the horse. He said, I don't know what that means. So Harry got a hobby, bought a telescope, took it to the top of the hill to be alone. When he saw a shooting star and made a little wish on it for hope. But then the news came on and said it was a comet headed straight for Earth. It was a shocking plot twist. All hope is lost, and from now on we'll not wish on giant rocks when the unexpected wrecks you once again. Well, you may get up, but you can't make it make sense. But instead of being shocked by the imminent apocalypse, he caught a little gossip around the office about a rocket ship, and all he had to do was forge a couple little documents and get a seat on the rescue ship. But when Harry stuck in to modify the manifest, he got caught by someone he did not expect, a pesky vegetarian, Harry's very nemesis from earlier in the song. It was a shocking plot twist. Oh. So Harry hid the body and he headed straight home. His final meal eaten and his baggage all stowed. Tomorrow he was leaving and Harrison was raring to go. But then he accidentally set his alarm for PM instead of AM. So the rocket ship took off without him. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was a shocking plot twist. Left on the ground, he had it all, then got kicked. Well, he was down when the unexpected wrecks your last defense. Well, you may get up, but you can't make it make sense. So Harrison watched the rocket ship fly away while a single tear rolled down his cheek and hit the ground 12 feet below. His cute neighbor with the weird neck came over and said, I can't believe we're going to experience the first comet-based mass extinction event in our planet's history. She said, what position do you want to be found in? By the humans in 65 million years, that's right. This whole time, Harrison was a dinosaur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was a shocking plot twist. He was a T-Rex and you all never saw this coming, I bet. But the unexpected Rex is hard to guess. When you make it up, but you can't make it make no sense. So Harrison, he died that day. We dug him up, put him on display. Scientists could not explain why he was hugging a brontosaurus. So there's just one thing left to twist our prehistoric biases. If you assume someone's like you, be warned. They might actually be a dinosaur. Thanks, everybody. I did it. Thank you for the scream time. It was perfectly timed. But yeah, it's a song called Shocking Plot Twist. It's on our new album called Happiness Without a Catch, which apparently I'm only playing songs from today. Anybody in the comments not heard that one before? It's technically possible. Did anybody spoil it? on the way, because some people like to spoil the song. No, you all did a pretty good job. I don't think anybody said the word dinosaur until I said it. Yeah. Drop the merch link. Yeah. Thanks, Ian. What a good pal. Yeah, there's merch in the. We have vinyls. We are running real low on the first edition of Rough Draft vinyls. I think there's like a dozen left, maybe. Other than that, yeah. Yeah, we're ordering more, but it's going to be several months. So, is there a lyric card today? Yes, there is. But it's been bought already. It was bought earlier today. So, yeah. So let me tell you all about a couple things going on in my world. First one, March Madness starts March 1st. Today, if you thought today was stressful, these are like the bottom half like ranked songs. So the top 20 songs by streams are all just sitting in the bracket waiting to be voted on, and it's only going to get harder. So every day I plan on having another vote. You can vote. So basically it's a 32 team bracket, which takes exactly 31 days in order to do all the votes. So it'll be the entire month of March. Every day will be a new 2-song matchup. Starting March 1st, it'll take 16 days to get through round 1, 8 days to get through round 2, 4, 2, and then 1. So basically what I'm doing is you can vote on Instagram every day in our story, and that will be worth 1 point. Whoever wins that vote on Instagram, there will be voting on our website, bughunterbug.com. You can vote, and that will be worth 1 point. And normally those two, you would imagine, would probably agree with each other. The Instagram vote is kind of the popular vote, whereas the website vote is more electoral college, maybe. I don't know. It's probably where the more like when people vote on Instagram, they maybe have only heard like 4 or 5 songs, and so they say Dear McCracken versus anything. They're like, I don't know that song, Dear McCracken. Whereas people who go to the website, y'all, the people here at these streams, generally seem to know everything, and so it's kind of a more informed vote. And so that's why I have the two. They're both worth a point. They normally agree with each other, and if they don't agree with each other, every day I'll be selling a half price lyric snippet card for the 2 different songs, and so that'll be the tiebreaker. Whoever sells more lyric postcards that particular day, they're only $5. Yeah, and I'll be doing that every day. So you can go and if you really, really like a song, that's a great way to get a half price lyric card. Website is rigged. Yes, website is rigged. Thank you, Ian. And those aren't of the day, so it's not just one of each. So if you've had your eye on getting a card as a gift for somebody or for yourself, signed and everything, it'll be the cheapest way to do it all through March. Cool. Where can I get the bug clock? This was a gift from a good friend named Encrypted. Has given me several things. There's a 3D printed yellow catterbug that used to kind of always be behind me, and then I had some shelves put up on my wall where I have a lot of fan art over on this wall over here, where just different not just like paintings and cross stitchings and things like that people have given me, but then I had some shelves that have more kind of 3-dimensional things like crocheted stuff, things made out of wood, things 3D printed that people have given me, so I kind of display a bunch of them over there, and so he's over on the shelf now. What time is it? 9:01. Oh, I'm over. Dang, I normally like to stop at 9. So here's what we'll do. I talked for a really long time. One more thing I want to tell you about, and then I'll play one more song, is outside of March Madness, the other thing that I've been working really hard on is getting our tour for 2024 lined up. And so part of the process is we have to, Matt is not an American citizen, so we have to get Matt a visa in order to come over to America. We don't know if it's going to be successful. We really want it to be. In the meantime, we are planning shows with the idea that Matt will come over to America and do do shows again, and so we have venues and we have dates for quite a few spots, but we can't sell tickets until we know, because if Matt doesn't get his performance visa, won't be able to come over and do the shows, and then it's a whole thing of like, well, the Narcissist Cookbook won't be there, the refunds are hard, or a lot of the venues we're working with are the ones selling tickets, and so they obviously don't have a horse in the race of whether or not Matt gets a visa. They just want bands that can come perform, so none of them want to sign up for that drama either. So we do have some dates. I'm happy to kind of talk about what dates we have if people are wondering. I have a poster that I made that I'm getting pretty close to rolling out. That's not it. That's not the thing. Where did I put it? There it is. So some dates that we like kind of for sure have, we have a date in Denver in June. It should be June 11th. So if you're in the Denver area, it'll be kind of around then. We should have a show in Seattle around June 16th, hopefully. We've had some kind of snafus with that going on. So Denver is one that we've locked in, and these shows, they will be Bug Hunter shows. So if Matt can't make it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find other bands to not tour with, but maybe if they're local to that kind of area, maybe do a couple of shows with certain bands. I have friends in other cities that might be able to help me kind of fill up some shows. So Seattle's on the list. Denver we have somewhere. Washington DC, it better not be June 15th. No, it won't be June 15th. It should be June 16th for Seattle. That's the goal date right now. We are going to be back in Boston on August 18th, Washington DC on August 16th. We have a date in this hasn't been confirmed yet, so maybe I shouldn't say it, but we're looking at Madison, Wisconsin around the end of August, and hopefully I've emailed them. I can't remember off the top of my head if we confirmed. No, we did confirm. It's August 28th in Madison. I remember now because I remember him saying, "Nope, you're all good. We're all set." So yeah, August 28th in Madison, Wisconsin. And we have a bunch more. I don't have specific dates, but like. We do want to have a New York City show. We are planning on playing in the Rochester, Buffalo kind of sphere. Planning on coming to Michigan, aiming for either Ann Arbor or Detroit. Minnesota, we're going to be trying for Minneapolis and St. Paul. We're going to try and hit Oklahoma City this year. We have a tentative venue lined up in Oklahoma City. And then Ohio, we are trying to find something in Cleveland. If we don't find something in Cleveland, we may end up moving it back to Columbus. We played Columbus last year, and we're just trying to, spread things out. But our target is Cleveland. And if we don't find anything, then maybe we'll shift it over to Columbus. And if we don't find anything there, we might even do Cincinnati. So, yeah. Also looking for Atlanta. We're trying to find something in Orlando. And we have some prospects in Austin, Texas. And then obviously we always want to play in Chicago. We haven't found anything yet, but looking in Chicago. So there won't be anything in Canada. I'm sorry. We'll be too difficult, as I mentioned, with the visa stuff. So those are some of the dates. There's more than that. So I'm not trying to be withholding or anything, but I don't want to say a city and then not have that city have a show because things change. San Francisco is a safe bet. Yeah, something weird would have to happen to not have a San Francisco show or an Atlanta show or a Nashville show or a Chicago show, like something like really off. Like those are like really like hard targets for us. But then there's other places, like when I say Cleveland, like we are trying for Cleveland, but it's totally dependent. Like there's only so many venues that can like hold us, and if they don't have our dates or don't respond to us, then yeah. August 13th in the Midwest. Our earliest show is going to be August 16th. That in August. So we're doing the West Coast in June and doing the rest of the country in August. So the first show of that tour is going to be August 16th in Washington, D.C., but we'll be touring for that entire month from August 16th through the middle of September. So, do you take pictures with fans after your shows? We've had to stop doing that because we don't have enough time, but we do take pictures before the show at the VIP events, and that's just kind of the way we had to do it. As we moved from like 40 people at a show to like 250 people at a show, it just became genuinely untenable to take pictures with everybody. But we meet everybody who wants to meet us, and we'll sign things. But the picture thing, unfortunately, the act of whose phone should we take it on? Oh, you. Oh, I forgot my lens cap was on my iPhone. And for it, just the overall average time of taking a picture is like a minute. And when you have 100 plus people in line to come say hi, that you can just do the math. It stretches like an hour and a half of just pictures, let alone chatting, saying hello. And we just don't have that time in the venue. They kick us out. So, but yeah. I wish we could. Maybe we're in like this state right now where we're not big enough yet just to have like a professional photographer that just comes with us everywhere, and then they do it just like move. But that also is very impersonal, and I don't love that either. But like thinking of ways to actually like solve the problem, maybe we just need to get bigger, that we can hire an actual photographer to like have a camera and send people their pictures. But cool. Are you going back to LA in June? Yes, we plan on having something in the Los Angeles area somewhere around June 5th or 6th. So, yeah, Bird DIY says, I have a pic of you signing my journal at the Toronto show. Yeah, I think that Toronto show was one of the last ones that I like did pictures on, I think, because that was before the tour with the Narcissus Cookbook started, where the next show I played after that was Seattle with 360 people. And we're like, whoa, we have to change. We can't do this. Eric says, yeah, usually people like to wait outside the venue after the show to take pictures. You know, sometimes that can work out. Also, outside the venue is when we are working at 11 o'clock to pack up all our heavy gear and try to get somewhere where we can sleep. You know, in general, we very, very rarely have anybody waiting outside the venue. And that's mostly because we do stay and like chat with everybody in the venue before we leave. So. All right, let's do one more song. Yeah, I know I went over, but I started late. What do y'all want to hear? Okay. I think that's probably this is probably a good one for how late it is. Oh no, you're perfect. What's the catch? 'Cause on the surface you don't have a scratch. To make a worst case worse, all my first date nerves are a mess, but I'll keep them in check. So I'll be silly, but polite. I'll walk you home at the end of the night. And so our first date ends leaning halfway in for our first kiss goodnight. It's the one-armed hug for we fell in love, yeah. It's the one-armed hug for we fell in love, yeah. If I am leaving, will you come? Pack up your corgi and sell all your stuff. See what the East Coast holds, so far from all the ones that we love. Don't take it lightly. rest of our lives? Will we dive head first where we can't reverse, or will we stand to the side? It's the one-armed hug, for we fell in love. Yeah. It's the one-armed hug, for we fell in love. Yeah. But that's all in the past, my love. This is not like that. We're imperfect, we have faults, but the happy parts outweigh them all. And I promise, from now on, I will hold you with both of my arms. It's not the one-armed hug, for we fell in love. Yeah. It's the whole embrace of the life we make. Yeah. It's the whole embrace of the life we make. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. That's a song called One Armed Hug. It's the last song on Happiness Without a Catch. I guess I'm just playing only happiness songs tonight, which I should, because I do have a show coming up on March 22nd in Richmond. There are still about a dozen tickets left for that. It will sell out between now and then. It's March 22nd, which is a Friday, at the Comedy Sports Theater. And I'll be playing all of Happiness in order, and then another set of just like other songs from the other albums. So if you wanted to come hear a double set from Bug Hunter in Richmond to a small kind of intimate crowd, all the VIP tickets for that one have sold out, but there's still, yeah, like I said, like a dozen or so of just like the normal show tickets. So yeah, thanks everybody. This was really fun. I'm sorry that I almost forgot about you tonight. It was just because I was busy working, getting everything set up for March Madness on Friday. Thankfully, there's a leap day to give me an extra day to get everything done. So, you can join our Discord. Listen to Jam Mechanics. It's a podcast that I do. It's real good. Everybody in the comments has listened to it already, except for you. So, you know, that's kind of embarrassing, but other than that, yeah, maybe I'll just see you on Sunday. Yeah. Goobers, go to bed.